Welcome. You have reached review time with Imperial. Today's review will be Creed 2, starring Michael B. Jordan and Sylvester Stallone. Let's get into it. Now, this is Creed 2, decent film. I got to give you a little backstory on it to bring you to the current. So, if you have been a fan of the Rocky series, you know that Adonis Creed father was Apollo Creed, and Apollo Creed had wars with Rocky, and Rocky 1 and 2, and then became best friends with Rocky in part 3. And in part 4, Apollo Creed was killed in the ring by Ivan Drago. Now, the fight was, Ivan Drago was a phenom Russian boxer, and his first fight in America was just supposed to be an expedition with an American fighter. And he wanted Rocky, but Apollo was like, let me take him. He wanted the glory days back. But in the process of getting the glory days back, he wanted to put on a show for his fans. But Drago didn't take it as an expedition fight. He took it as a real fight and ended up killing Apollo in the ring. So, of course, Rocky had to revenge his friend's death. There was a moment where Rocky was in the corner as a trainer, and he told him, Apollo, look, I'm going to throw the towel in, man. You know what I'm saying? You're not looking good out there. And Apollo was like, no, like, basically, let me go out on my shield. Don't do that. Like, don't do that. Don't throw the towel in. So when Apollo was in trouble in the ring, Rocky remembered, he told him, don't do that. Don't throw in the towel. He had to go out on his shield, and Rocky was hesitant and didn't throw the towel in, and Apollo took a devastating blow, which killed him in the ring. Meanwhile, when Rocky revenged his best friend and won, the country of Russia disowned Ivan Drago. Even his wife disowned him. Meanwhile, she did give birth to a child, and Ivan Drago raised the child on his own and filled the child with hate and built him up as a devastating boxer, big, strong, a Goliath, but built him up with hate and blaming Rocky was the cause of their life turning out the way it did, and why the country disowned them and pulled out from underneath him, which couldn't be further from the truth or whatever. You still was a good fighter. They still should have held on to you, but they disowned them. So a promoter plan is, now that Apollo Creed's son is fighting, he want to join the two sons up to remake history. So Adonis, meanwhile, in his situation, he fought the boxer in real life. Andre Ward has a character on the Rocky series, and in training in part 1, that character knocked Adonis out in a sparring match. Meanwhile, in this one, they're fighting for the actual belt, and Adonis ended up knocking him out and getting the championship belt. So no sooner than he get the championship belt, the Dragos show up in America to challenge him in a fight. So Rocky's telling him, look, man, you don't got nothing to prove. You don't need it. Adonis is falling full steam ahead. Nah, I need this fight. He want to revenge his dad. but he's doing it for all the wrong reasons, and nobody can stop him. Rocky don't want to be a part of it, and Adonis is taking shots at Rocky, so Rocky just pretty much letting him have it. All right, cool. So you already know what happens, and just like in Rocky 3, when Rocky fought Clubber Lang the first time, he took a beating and lost. And so that's what Adonis did. He took a beating and lost, and he found out he proposed to his girl, found out his girl was having a kid. They're concerned with the kid. His girl is like has a hearing disorder, so she wears microphones in her ear to enhance her, hearing aids to enhance her hearing so she can hear, and they're afraid that it's hereditary and it's going to pass down to their child. And so after he takes his beating, Rocky comes and shows up. He's spiteful to Rocky, but then, they hash it out. Rocky, meanwhile, also, he doesn't have a relationship with his son, and his son had a son, and he hasn't yet to meet his grandson. So that's something that Rocky got to iron out on his end. But then Ivan Drago, when he lost everything, he lost his wife, he lost the country, disowned him. Once he beat Adonis, and he really didn't beat him, technically, he beat him in a ring, but Adonis had dropped to his knee, and then he hit him, and then that caused the disqualification. So Adonis got to keep the belt. But the country of Russia wanted to jump back on the bandwagon, so they held a big dinner for Drago, and the son is looking like, these people, they pulled out from us, like, we shouldn't be around these people. So the son is not really like Drago. And then the mom shows up, so the son he's really upset, like, I don't even know this woman, she left us and here she comes showing up now. So, but he respects his dad, so his dad pretty much like, yo, get in here, they embracing us, whatever, like, so he respects his dad, but he's upset in the process. So that scenario. So when the training comes for the rematch, Drago has been knocking out a few people in there. He's like, Creed has to fight me. He has to come back and fight me. And so while he's training now, Drago's son is now training in good facilities, where at first they was training in the slums. Now Rocky has on board to help Adonis train, so now he gonna take him to the slums so he could train it. So it has his Rocky moments, Rocky giving motivational speeches, and then Rocky also Adonis having those Rocky moments where he's struggling and training, and he comes out and he pulls himself together, he pulls himself strong. So now they're getting ready for the main rematch fight, and Adonis also, with the first fight when Rocky went and helped him train, first time he fought Drago's son, he went and got the trainer's son that used to train Apollo Creed. He went and got that trainer's son, because that character has passed away too. So it was, a good feel. All sizes in the corner, and the actor that played that role, Woodhair, shout out to him. And then from there, they get the rematch on, and they had their baby. The baby does have the hearing disorder, and they was distraught, but they gonna something that you gotta deal with and pull through. Meanwhile, the fight is on, and Drago's son comes out storming, but Adonis got a better game plan. So they rumbling, they beating the crap out of each other, and then it gets a moment where Drago tells his son, break him, basically crack his ribs again and hurt his kidney. So he does it, hurts Adonis, but Adonis gets up and still pushes forward. And then when he pushed forward, he start kicking Drago's son behind, but he's hurting him, knocking him down to the ground, but he keeps getting up. And so when it looks like Drago's son is about to lose, they in return, the Russian politics get up and leave, the mom gets up and leave, And so he sees that, but that enrages him, like, to keep pushing forward and fight. And so he gets on the feet when he really should have stayed down. And Adonis comes and all over him, beating the crap out of him. And so it's looking like, okay, now Adonis is going to do to him what Drago did to his dad. And you see Drago's walking around looking at his son getting a crap beat out of him. So Drago does the unthinkable. He does the right thing. Drago throws in the towel. That I didn't see that coming. So that was like real good. I didn't see that coming, and he threw in the towel for his son. His son was upset, but he told him it's okay. And his son was crying, and took a lot to do that. And it ended with Adonis showing up to Apollo's gravesite and introducing their daughter, his granddaughter, to him at the gravesite. And it was a good film movie. My 4-star rating system, I want to give this a 3.5 out of 4 stars. It was a good film, especially if you're into the whole Rocky series. So overall, like I just said, that was a 3.5 out of 4 stars. If you're into the whole Rocky series, go take a look at it. See what your opinion is on the movie. See if you liked it. It's one of the better movies out of the Rocky series. Subscribe and like, comment. Let me know if you watched it. Let me know what's your favorite Rocky movie. Make sure your notification buttons is on, so when the next review come through, you'll be able to see it. The YouTube algorithm is crazy, so you really got to be checking for your notifications and seeing why you're not receiving the videos. It's a lot of videos I do review and it just doesn't get viewed. I don't, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure if people get their notification buttons or nothing, but you happen to catch this video, check the playlist, look at some other reviews. Still trying to build a channel. Till next time.